not to go on a tangent, but what is it about the keyboards for you that sets it apart from other instruments?
And not the actual keyboard players usually accept people who they're kind of figure what's going on.
Can you hear me?
Most of the time, yeah. Oh, can you not hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right. The keyboard player is usually the cat that. Most of the time, the keyboardist has gotten some schooling, maybe beyond the rest of the guys. So we end up being the person that everybody kind of asks questions to about harmony and stuff. So the keyboards, I think keyboards are perfect. I don't understand guitar. It goes in two directions at the same time. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Keyboards are very simple. It goes from low to high in half-step increments. It makes the most sense. It's something that I think most people, I mean, like, Jack DeJohnette is an amazing pianist. Miles Davis could play he could play piano. If you're a composer, Charles Mingus, he's got a great record of him just playing solo piano. That's like you get floored that he can really play, But it's not something that people flaunted or anything. It's just that the piano is a composing instrument.
Yeah.
Because you can really work it out. You can work out all the harmonies, and you can see them for what they are as far as their intervals, and it just makes sense.
Well, I recently interviewed Felix Cavalieri of the Rascals, the keyboard player, and he had told me, I mean, he's a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, and he had a great voice, and he was a fantastic keyboard musician, and he told me that he felt that the keyboard was the most versatile instrument.
Well, I mean, not to toot keyboard players with horns, but I agree. If you should, I mean, if say you have a child that's interested in music, I would always say, all right, whatever they want to play, give them some piano lessons, though, because that's the basis. You can switch to any instrument after that, but you'll understand harmony.
Yeah.
Deeper if you can just sort of visualize it in that way.
Yeah.
So yes, I would agree. The piano is. I mean, it's, like I said, it's no surprise that every great composer on whatever instrument they were known to play on was also a competent harmony, at least piano player.
Well, a little side question. I was looking up your discography, and I saw that you had done the B3 organ for an Our Lady Peace album. And I bring that up because I grew up on the Canadian border, and that was a huge band for me growing up because I always felt that they were a very underrated group. And I was curious about how that all came about. That seems kind of a random, out of left field type of thing.
It's basically I have a buddy that's been my brother, and if I had a brother, that would be my brother. He was working. He's an engineer and a great musician, but he's been an engineer of late. And he was working with Rain on some of their on one of their records, and they just called me. They just had me in on stuff. That my friend just got me on a bunch of sessions that are.
Yeah, I always wondered why they never got any bigger in the U.S. I mean, they were so big in Canada, and they had such good appeal. I just never wondered why, or I always wondered why they never got huge in the U.S. But
I feel the same way because I didn't really know. I mean, I knew Rain and his wife Chantal, and we'd go over their house, and I'd go, damn, what a fucking spread, man. Like, God damn it, I never even heard of you guys. How the fuck are you rocking this shit, And then Jay would be like, they're huge in Canada, like big, like they do stadiums and shit. I'm like, oh, all right. Yeah, I don't know what that crowd, there's a bunch of bands like that.
Well, the Sheepdogs are another one that comes to mind. I don't know if you've ever gotten into them.
I haven't, because I've been here.
They're huge in Canada. They're like this psychedelic rock band out of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. They're the ones that won that Rolling Stone Best Unsigned Band cover contest like 10 years ago or something, where they got on the cover of Rolling Stone as the best unsigned band in the world or something like that. But
Wow, they made the cover?
Yeah. Rolling Stone had this contest that they were trying to find the best unsigned band in the world, and they won it. And then they got real big for about 6 months and then disappeared and back to Saskatchewan, but they're still making great music. The Sheepdogs.
Are they doing well in Canada?
Oh, yeah. They're like, well, I guess, I don't know if you say legends, but they're very iconic still in Canada. They still chart, but they're kind of just bouncing around the U.S. under the radar a little bit, but highly recommend to check them out.
Yeah, that was surprising to me. I knew the drummer in Rain's band and everything, and they were like, man, we come to the States and we play like big clubs and stuff, but then we go to Canada and we play fucking stadiums.
Yeah.
Like, you have no idea. I'm like, I don't have any idea. I'm looking at you guys like you're just whatever, and he's like, no, you have no idea.
Yeah,
life is very different across the border.
Oh, it's funny. Well, my final question is, what is the life performing and creating music and interacting and traveling around the world? What's that taught you about what it means to be a human being?
I would imagine that at an early age you start to understand an energetic connection between music. I mean, you can't... like they say, trying to make a record in the studio can be hard because it's just you guys.
Yeah.
You have to dig deep and find this energy that is very easy to find if you have an amazing audience. So really, I think at a very young age, even seeing my piano teacher, play these shows, I kind of got this idea of like, oh wow, it's an interactive thing between people, and if you're feeling something and people kind of get where you're going, then they kind of start egging you on. Oh, he's going there, especially in the jam scene. The jam world is very forgiving of you falling off the bike.
Yeah.
There's other worlds where if you make a mistake, everyone like talks about it for eons on some sort of, chat room. But in the jam world, it's like they want you to. And so I feel like it's a beautiful place to end up, having come from jazz, which is about experimenting, and once you're finished with the head, it's like you go and take it in some place that nobody else has, and that's your thing, to really try and find a new way to interpret the changes or the tempo or whatever it is, and in the jam scene, as unjazzy as it kind of is, it still holds a huge regard and respect for people that push a boundary, and if you push it and you start getting somewhere and it's going great, and then you fall off. The people kind of like, all right, at least you tried. So that's cool. And traveling is, of course, it's been amazing it's been amazing to see. I mean, I've been very lucky. I started touring in the '90s when the dollar was real strong and Europe was still pulling its Euro thing together, and they would kick bands into Europe all the time because you could actually make money.
Yeah.
So even in bands no one even heard of, you're in some shit podunk band and you're off in Poland or, in these places, seeing stuff, seeing all the feeling the history of the world. America's got its thing, but it's not as old as a lot of other places. So yes, the travel has been amazing. That's, I think, part of it, and I still love it. I mean, I sleep better on the tour bus bunk than I do at home, and I suppose that's basically because once you agree to be on tour and you're on tour, all of your home responsibilities and things you have to do at home, you can't do them. So they just go away. I have the best sleep. You know what I mean? It's like I have the best sleep out there because I know I can't do shit about it. Like, I got to sell my car, but can't do it from out here, so fuck it. I got to do this, but can't do that because I'm in a damn tour bus. All right, fuck it. So that's wonderful, and I suppose that's very selfish, but the life is still...
Life is good.
Still something it's still something I really look forward to, and it with CRB, we don't have a big crew at all, so you're in there at 1 or 2 in the afternoon, setting it up and getting your office together, basically, getting the keyboard set up right, making sure it's the right angle and your rugs are cool, and everyone can see each other and the sight lines are good, and then start making some noise, playing some music, get some food together, and then play the show, and then do a set break, and then we do 2 sets, so which is great because if you fuck the first set up, you always got a second chance.
Yeah, organized chaos.
Yes, and having the second chance is really great because there's nothing worse than walking off stage going, God damn it! Like I shouldn't have been this, or I should have done that, or well, and then you go, well, you've got a second chance.
Yep.
You know, we have these tales of two cities, or tales of two sets, where we'll have one that's just kind of like, oops, we weren't hitting it, and everyone just kind of goes, okay, we have half an hour to now, like, screw your head back on properly, and go out and make amends. So yes, I'm still a huge fan of the lifestyle, and these days I still think the musician is a job and a position in society that is still really, and will always be, well respected, and something that people need on both levels.
Well, Neal and I have talked about that, and he's very, very, in a good way, opinionated on the idea of musicians being respected on the levels they should be in society.
Yeah, and I think they are still. I know people complain about the state of music and the state of this, that, and the other, but when it comes down to it, record companies fell apart, and where's the money? T-shirts and posters and gigs. That has never gone away, and I don't think it ever will. I think that people will always want to go out and see artists create in a space. And I think that's timeless and will continue to be timeless. So it's not like you're a truck driver and Elon Musk is about to just, put out his self-driving truck and 50% of the country is out of a job.
Yeah.
We'll keep soldiering on and enjoying it, and be super lucky to do it. I mean, it's been not to keep fucking rambling on, but I've been doing this, as a job since I was in my teens. So, very, very fortunate.